Apple is actively working on smart glasses with a built-in camera and different frame styles. The Mac Pro has been discontinued after 20 years, and the iPhone Ultra got its first hands-on look. So, get a popcorn ready and let's see what's new in the world of Apple, with not 5 but 9 stories. But before that, here's something really cool. Our latest glowing glass pack by Wall Media looks amazing on all of your devices with a super premium 8K design, which makes your lock screens look even better. So check out each design in our app wallpapers for iOS and Android, as well as a ton more by using the links below. And we may as well start with the iPhone Fold, now known as the iPhone Ultra, which is only 5 months away. And here, even though it has been speculated that it's very possible for the iPhone Ultra to be delayed, just like Apple usually does with their One More Thing products, according to Mark Gurman, it seems like this will not be the case with the Ultra, as they are still on track with the foldable iPhone to launch alongside all the other iPhones, the iPhone 18 Pro and the iPhone 18 Pro Max in September. And yes, this does mean that there's not going to be any base iPhone, the iPhone 18, until early 2027. Now, Mark Gurman did say that the new iPhone Ultra could face limited availability, with demand expected to be very high, so we'll likely see some shortages and back orders, although that's pretty typical for a product like this, just like it used to be the case with the iPhone 10 back in the day. But Apple is still planning on releasing it and selling it alongside the iPhone 18 Pro and the 18 Pro Max, so that's great to hear. And yeah, if you cannot tell, I'm quite excited for Apple's first foldable, because you see, I've used every single Samsung foldable from the Fold 1 all the way to the Fold 7, in addition to a number of other foldables from Oppo, Google, Honor, and more. And I've always wanted Apple to finally make their own because, I use a Mac, an Apple Watch, so I wanted to have a foldable iPhone that just connects and integrates with all of my other Apple products. So yeah, I'm really happy that they are indeed doing this now. And speaking of the iPhone Ultra, we've had the first mockups leaked. Sonny Dixon just posted these on X, and this is what they look like. They actually look very similar to our own concepts, with that super wide aspect ratio of the iPhone Ultra. And I'm actually curious, how do you guys feel about that wide aspect ratio? Do you prefer this, or do you prefer something that's similar to the Galaxy Z Fold, which is a taller type of foldable? Let me know down below. Personally, I think I prefer something that's in between, like the Google Pixel 10 Pro Fold's aspect ratio. I do feel like the iPhone Ultra is a bit too far gone, but I guess that it will make it suitable for viewing landscape content. We can also see the iPhone 18 Pro and 18 Pro Max mockups, and yeah, these look very similar to last year's 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max. But this was expected, as most of the upgrades on the Pro and Pro Max will likely be internal this year. We won't be seeing any redesign at all. It's just a smaller dynamic island, that's it. But either way, make sure to subscribe for more Leaksummer's episodes on the iPhone 18 Pro and the 18 Pro Max. And speaking of potential shortages and back orders for the upcoming iPhone Ultra, we're already seeing those with a product that was released just a month ago, and that's the MacBook Neo. Apple has already run out of the initial inventory of MacBook Neos, according to this Taiwanese publication. In fact, it is selling so well that Apple is actually running out of A18 Pro chips. So what does this mean? Well, this means that we may actually see the second generation MacBook Neo even sooner than we originally thought, but we'll be making a separate video on that soon. Speaking of upcoming products, Apple is also actively working on its first pair of smart glasses, according to Mark Gurman. And just as Meta's smart glasses, you'll be able to take photos with these, answer calls, listen to music, and then you'll also have your own AI assistant, which would be the upgraded version of Siri, that will be able to answer any questions that you've got. And you'll also be able to listen to your notifications from your iPhone, of course. And according to Mark Gurman, Apple's strategy to outsell their competitors is the usual one, offering the tightest possible integration with all the other Apple products, plus also a high-end design that's built fully in-house. Speaking of which, Apple is allegedly testing 4 different designs for these smart glasses. The first one is a large rectangular frame that's similar to Ray-Ban's Wayfarers. The second is a smaller rectangular design that's actually similar to what Tim Cook wears. The third is a larger oval or even circular frames, and finally, the fourth is the same oval or circular frames but smaller and more refined, so more elegant. All of these are set to come in a bunch of color options. So yeah, let me know which of the 4 types you think you would go for, and what do you honestly think of Apple launching these smart glasses in the near future? Would you get them, or are you just not really a glasses person? In other news, Apple's chief of AI John Giandrea, is actually leaving Apple after 8 years. I mean, his days were pretty much numbered since March of 2025, when Tim Cook and other executives made a decision to reduce his role of overseeing AI after all the AI setbacks that Apple has had. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what actually happens with Siri 2.0 that's finally set to be announced at WWDC 2026. We'll see if this is a big upgrade or if Siri will once again still be behind all of their competitors. Then we've got the Mac Pro, which has been discontinued fully after 20 years. I mean, this isn't really a surprise. We didn't even get the M3 Ultra chip inside the Mac Pro, even though we did get it in the Mac Studio. And really, when I went to the Apple Store last month, I actually forgot about this. I was just like, what? This still comes with the M2 Ultra? That's just weird. But yeah, it was really outdated, and the thing is, it was more expensive, more outdated, and more massive. So it literally made no sense to go for the Mac Pro unless you really wanted those PCI expansion slots. But with Thunderbolt 5 and all the ridiculous speeds that we have nowadays, you don't even need that. The only way I could have seen the Mac Pro survive is if it were priced the same as the Mac Studio with the option to simply choose your preferred form factor. But even then, you can have a couple of Mac Studios stacked on top of each other, link them all together through Thunderbolt 5, and then have like 2 terabytes of memory for running local AI models. So yeah, that massive form factor of the Mac Pro just doesn't make sense at all in 2026, and especially in the era of Apple Silicon. Speaking of discontinued products, that's the Mac Studio. Well, at least the 512GB of RAM version. Apple completely dropped it not that long ago, probably due to the extremely low sales and of course, also the RAM prices. And I don't think they've ever done this before. They increased the upgrade prices for Macs before, but they've never actually dropped the configuration as far as I'm aware. Oh, and about increasing the prices, they've also done that. You see, the M3 Ultra Mac Studio starts at $4,000, and upgrading the RAM to 256 used to cost an extra $1,600, but now that costs a whopping $2,000. Of course, this is happening because of the RAM shortages. Apple wasn't as affected as the rest of the industry as they negotiated RAM prices well in advance, but still, it seems like even they are not immune from these. And speaking of shortages, the M4 Mac Mini and most Mac Studios are actually really hard to find. If you want to order one directly from Apple, it will take a few weeks for them to ship, or even months if you decide to go for the higher tier configurations. Now, aside from the RAM shortages, another reason why these are delayed is because Apple is set to be launching new models very, very soon. So if you're thinking of buying an M4 Mac Mini or an M4 or M3 Ultra Mac Studio, well, there's new models coming very soon, probably around or before WWDC. Something that Mark Gurman also pointed at in his latest newsletter. And now I want to end on a brighter note, because the biggest Apple museum in Europe has just opened its doors last week in the Netherlands. This was just in time for Apple's 50th anniversary, and I'll be honest, from the photos that I've seen, this museum actually looks really cool. It's got a replica of Steve Jobs' garage from where Apple started out, plus a ton of really cool stuff, including a Think Different corridor dedicated to Steve Jobs' time at Next. So if you find yourself in the Netherlands, specifically in Utrecht, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, make sure to pay the museum a visit. I think I'll need to go on a trip to the Netherlands just to see the museum. But there you go, these are all the latest Apple news and updates. If you want to see more videos like this one, make sure to subscribe. And if you want to see some cool wallpapers like the one behind me, then make sure to check out our Apple wallpapers. And also let me know down below, what kind of videos do you guys want to see from the channel? Like, do you want to see more videos like this one? Or do you want to see more, I don't know, Samsung videos, Google videos, or more hands-on videos with different devices? Let me know down below. I'm Daniel, this is ZONEofTECH, and I'll see you guys in the next one. ZONEofTECH, signing out.